up, everybody? Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hood Church. Um, it took me a minute, y'all, because I didn't know where to start today because my mind keep wanting to go right back to Revelations chapter 12, verse 4 through 9. Y'all know we did a gang of those. And we're probably going to go back over that verse again in this episode of Hood Church. And this is probably episode 9 or 8. I'm not sure. But the reason why, y'all, because we're going to do things a little bit different in this episode of Hood Church. Um, the what I wanted to... Okay, so going back to Revelations chapter 12, verse 4, right? And we're going to read that again, and there's a reason why, because we're going to look at something, and I found something very important, very interesting, that we're going to piece together with the Antarctica things as well. All right, so we're going to go back, read this verse real quick, and we after that we'll take a look at some things. I think here at the Hood Church, my viewers, this is very important for us. And if you like the Hood Church, well, good. If you're a fan of it, hopefully you learned something tonight in this episode. Hopefully we all learned something tonight in this episode. We're closing in on some things. All right. Remember, people, we're going back to Revelations, right? Chapter 12. Now, watch this real quick. War in heaven. Right? And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with a child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Now I wonder real quick, y'all, hold on. I'm gonna pause this real quick. I wonder who actually told this story. I forgot. Whichever one of those prophets that actually told this story. And what else truth that he had. But anyway. Okay, Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. Okay. Now, we're going to pause that. Remember, this woman is one of 3 people that we know that had stars just so far. So far it was our Heavenly Father was one of them, who created the stars of the heaven. Satan, and also Satan was another one. He was the second person to create the stars of the heavens above. And this woman who had 12 of her own stars, um, which she could be Satan's baby mother, or not. I'm just saying she could have been. And if that was the case, that would make her the mother of all evil, right? But that's not why we're here. We're going to take a look at something very important, right? Remember, we just read Revelations. This dragon is what we're here for. We're going to start from Revelation chapter 3, chapter 12, verse 3. All right. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. Okay, so remember when we checked for Satan himself? All right, let's go look at Satan real quick. Okay, this is Satan, right? So we take a look at Satan. Oh, and real quick, before we finish looking at him on Google Map Earth, right? We're gonna take a look at some screenshots. Now, this is very important. Hold on. Okay, so here's the image of Satan. Remember, casting his stars, right? As we went over in the last episode. There go his angels. Okay, approaching Earth. The man-child. If that is indeed what happened, we know when they got here, they started killing our people. Some of our people started killing them back. It's a war, everything going on at the time. Satan has officially invaded our planet with his angels. Okay, so now let's go back and take a look at Satan. It's finna get a little crazy here, y'all. All right, so remember as we went over it, the heads. Remember we went over Satan's heads, right? This is head number 1. This is head number 2 that been bruised in the war. Been smashed to pieces almost by our heavenly brother Michael now. Come up on the top of his wings, 90 miles off the coast of South Florida. This is head number 3. The little head right next to it, number 4. And I don't know why we don't get big earthquakes sitting next to that big head. I know it probably moves sometimes. But this head number 3, head number 4. Now we'll head on over way to Africa and back of Africa off the coast of it. Massive head. God damn, that head is so big. This is head number 5. Head number 6. Right here. And then head number 7 would be right in back of Australia. This looks like a snake as well. All right, so located in the back of Australia would be New Zealand. New Zealand. Now, as you see, this is Satan's 7th head, which is his tail. His tail is actually a snake, right? Which is right here, something like that. There go the eyes. Massive, right? So, look at how big New Zealand used to be compared to how big it is now. Look at how big it used to be. So, what I did was a little bit of research, and maybe we need better technology with Google to take a look at this thing, like something that an X-ray to see that will allow us to look directly at it, you know? And so, no wonder why they kill so much and keep us looking so much with death and all that stuff, because they didn't want people finding out this is real and this actually here, and the Bible spoke about it, right? And how real the Bible is, minus the BS they put in it. So I did some research kind of find out that New Zealand is also losing a lot of land, and some of the land is rising. So what that tell us? Satan's head is moving. His tail is moving, which is one of his heads. It's moving. It's moving. And so New Zealand is experiencing land movement, y'all. It's shifting. Some land is sinking, some land is rising. It moves back and forth, and they call it tectonic plates. Once again, y'all, they trying to figure out. They coming up with um, all these scientific versions to keep you calm. But they don't know that that's not why that fucking land is moving, man. It's shifting and moving around is because it's on Satan's fucking tail, which is his other head, and it's moving. But they're telling the people, oh, don't worry, it's just moving around because of the tectonic plates. So New Zealand have no fucking idea that their island is literally on top of Satan's other head. No idea. They think it's just, tectonic plates because the white people told them that. The reptilians told them, hey, no, don't worry, it's just the tectonic plates moving, and that's why our island is moving. No, New Zealand, your fucking island is rocking back and forth and doing all that moving, and you're losing land and gaining some land in some areas is because you live on top of the head of a great red seven-headed dragon that's no longer red anymore because he's been in the ocean for a couple thousand years. But that's why your land is moving. Okay, so check this out. Now, we're going to take a look at something real quick. What the fuck was that? What the hell? Oh, my chair fell. Hold on. Here is a quick article that they discovered about New Zealand, where we just came from. It says vertical land movement, y'all. That's what they titling it, vertical land movement. They said land sea level rise around the coasts of, I don't know that word, y'all, Anototoria or whatever. Ototoria. My bad. And it says, is detected by up and down movements of our land. We tend to think most about the vertical land movement, y'all. Their land is moving up and down, people. Listen, Hood Church viewers. You heard that? Their land is moving up and down. Check this out. Okay? Not right here. Absorb detected right here. Is affected by up and down movements. Satan's head is a snake and it's moving around, y'all. One of his heads, which is his tail. So if it's moving up and down, I don't know, y'all. That's not normal. It's alive, it's moving, y'all, and they think it's from tectonic plates. They lying to the people, y'all. They lying to the people, y'all, but they might not know it though. If they know, then that's fucked up, y'all. They lying to them people versus telling them the truth, y'all. But they might not know though. They might not know. But us here at the Hood Church, we know. So let's finish cooking. You know what I'm saying? Let the Hood Church finish cooking real quick. All right, so, and it says that occurs in large jumps. Okay, it says movements of our land. We tend to think most about the vertical land movements that occurs in large jumps during earthquakes. So the earthquakes is because it's Satan's tail and he moving around. So just by his tail moving around, is giving New Zealand earthquakes. And then they say it occurs in large jumps during earthquakes. So their land is jumping, and they think that it's just tectonic plates. They have no idea the reason why it's jumping, because it's one of his heads and it's trying to break loose. His body is trying to break loose. So the tail is moving, it's jumping, it's weird. It's the same thing as if you pin a lizard down by his head, he gonna wiggle his tail and his legs to try to get free, to try to get you off his head. And that's kind of what Satan is doing. And that's why we're getting all these so-called worldwide earthquakes. Oh shit, and then when those two big heads move from by Africa, Africa may sink as well. All of southern Africa. Damn. Damn. The only safe places will just be all of Europe. Probably, yeah. Maybe the only safe place, because the U.S. gonna get his butt handed to it when the beach of the Gulf of America wake up. So all that little landmass, that whole turtle that Europe and Russia and China and them sits on, will probably be the safest when these specific events occur. But I don't think it'll stop. It'll be safe when Leviathan arrives, and that's when their problems will begin. But let's finish digging in deep, y'all. Oh shit, hold on. I've been talking. Oh man, it's already 16 minutes. Hold on. Well, y'all probably been reading while I've been talking, so that's good. And it says a shift that occurs, large jumps during earthquakes, but also important are the smaller shifts that occurs continuously in between large seismic events. These small but continuous changes adds up, and in areas that are going down, subsiding, the annual rate of sea level rise can double. Yo, they have no fucking clue. The reason why their land is doing this is because it's literally on the fucking neck head area of one of Satan's heads. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now after this, we'll do a little bit of research, and if South America is experiencing any kind of land movements and or earthquakes, because they live on the wing of Satan. New Zealand is on the tail of one of his heads. Oh man. So hold on. We got one more picture to read here. Earthquakes near the coast can cause the land to instantaneously move up or down. The land is moving up or down, y'all, and they think it's normal. Holy shit. Okay. Earthquakes that cause regional uplift can provide some mitigation or whatever mitigation against the effects of climate-driven sea level rises. You see the scientific version they give you to, like keep you calm and shit like that. However, they cause other problems such as shifting part and marina facilities out of the sea, drying out estuaries or whatever, y'all. My bad. And man, hold on. Damn. Hold on, y'all. Where we at? Part of facilities out of the sea, dying out of, and mass die off of Kai manure and the whatever. All right, so this thing is moving. I'm trying to hurry up. Oh shit, 20 minutes. Yeah, let's get on with it. All right, so now it's the same thing with. Hold on, check. So now we know that it's moving. We're gonna go back and check and see too. But hold on. Okay, so back to Revelations chapter 12, verse 7 now. It says, and there was, we're going to use the arrows. Check this out. And there was war in heaven. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought. Wait a minute. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. Maybe some of our heavenly brothers probably recovering in heaven as well. That's probably why they just watching right now. Maybe they was banged up from winning the war. So they probably got bruises and stuff on them too in the heavens above. And they like, yeah, don't worry. As soon as our wounds heal, we finna handle earth. All right. And his angels fought and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Right? And the great dragon, hold on. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, was cast into the earth. Now, that's some true shit there, bro. Because now remember, we're talking about the war, right? The war in heaven. Remember we went over, that's why they finding blood right now falling in Antarctica. Because, as I just showed y'all, Antarctica is Satan's right wing. Right here. See? Satan's right wing is Antarctica. Is all of Satan's right wing that has been chopped off, broken, and stabbed in the war in heaven. And that's why they are still finding blood falling in Antarctica. Because as you see, it is Satan's right wing, right? This is right wing, Hood Church. That's why they finding blood in Antarctica. That's why they finding all that blood that's still falling in Antarctica. But the scientific version, of course, they're gonna tell you the scientific part of why this blood falling, or why they don't know why the hell it's falling, but they making up a scientific version to tell the public, so the public can stay calm. Just keep lying to them, or maybe they not lying. Like I said, maybe they just really believe what they're saying, and because they don't know that they're on the wing of a dragon. It doesn't look like it when they're there, but that's what it is. That's how massive Satan is. And they're finding blood there, and they don't know where the hell this blood is coming from. But the Bible clearly told you he was cast into the earth. That's why you finding blood, because he's still bleeding from our heavenly brother Michael and them in the war they fought against him. He's still bleeding. So just like that, peoples, just like that, if we follow his tail real quick, let's follow his tail. All right? So remember, just so y'all can see his fat ass. Excuse my language though. Alright? And look at this, the spikes on his back. You can see the sharp spikes on his back. Like Godzilla. Remember his feet. Remember I showed y'all his feet. Looked like they actually chopped off some of his front legs as well. Looked like they chopped that off in the war. But remember his back feet. I showed y'all his back feet. And we're gonna zoom in on that so y'all can see his back feet. And so y'all can see his claws. 1 claw, 2 claw, 3 claw, and his back feet. Huge. Now, let's follow his tail. You see his tail, boom. Comes out right there, and voila. But of course, if you keep going, it wraps around the whole world. All of these islands are on his tail. And we're going to research all of them experiencing land movement, weird land movement, which they all do. Now, look at this. That is why New Zealand is experiencing up and down land movement, y'all. And why some of the land is sinking, but they gaining some land. Because look where they located at. Literally on the head of one of Satan's heads. Literally. That's why. But of course, once again, the scientific version, the science gonna tell you something totally different. Oh no, it's just the sun, the moon, the stars, the quasars. No worries, you know. You know what I'm saying? And so, oh, it's almost 30 minutes. God damn it. Hold on. What else? Damn, I'm kind of speeding through this thing now. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this episode of Hood Church for now, but I would recommend just go and type in New Zealand experiencing weird land movements, right? And read the articles. And every other country you see on these bones on Satan's tail, that's connected literally around the whole entire world. I mean, literally. And even type in Japan. I'm talking about Japan weird land movements. You know, it's moving. But anyways, hold on. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all stay safe and peace out. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Hood Church. Also, I've been forgetting to put the KTV in but so yeah, that's it. Oh, and one more thing. I was gonna start this episode off with a verse from our Heavenly Father where it says that, and then we wanted to question this kinda because it says that he said, "Who shall set the thorns against me in battle? I will march through them. I will burn them together." Powerful words coming from our Heavenly Father. But who would he be calling out? Because nobody is on his level. He knows this. But I don't know, y'all. It just seems maybe, like maybe they could have put that in there. You know what I'm saying? Because who would he be calling out? A bunch of humans? Who? Reptilians? I mean, nobody is on his level. Not in this fish tank. But, it is what it is. Anyways, though, catch y'all in the next video. Stay safe. Peace out. And thanks for watching a quick episode of Hood Church.